Downloading.
So we actually made it through the entire war zone there with about a minute 20 left. So now we are the defenders.
And so what they have to do is they have to stop the Empire from getting to the terminal before a minute left. So now the time itself decreases by a minute for the Empire, and will just end if they don't get to it.
So this is a very fun war zone. I found the PvP action to actually be pretty fast-paced, and it felt like it was a lot faster-paced than other battlegrounds, war zones, whatever you have than I've seen in other games. I really thought it was a great, very fast-paced game. It was easy to get back into the action, and easy to have fun.
That was a great mortar there, by the way. That was fantastic.
Well, I thought I was going to catch some guys running through there, but unfortunately, someone figured out my plan or decided to take a little long to get to me.
You should join snowboarding because you caught a lot of air.
You know who else is going to get a lot of air? These Imperials.
What, do you shoot them up in the air? Or? Well, and actually not really, because you can't say that, because them dying, they lose all their air. They lost all their air. They shouldn't snowboard.
I don't think we should try to think too much into this anymore.
Oh, okay.
Getting distracted by the snowboarding.
How did you just shoot lightning out of your gun?
I channeled the force through my rifle. True story.
But you're a trooper. You don't know force.
I channel it through my rifle.
What? No. That's ridiculous.
So one thing I didn't notice is that they actually managed to place a bomb right there to my left, and that pillar kept hiding pretty much the entire time until I saw it now.
On the minimap. You can see it on the minimap and in the top right that the red... It's green when you're on the other side, and it's red on this side. Like, if the Empire is attacking, both the doors look green, and when they plant, it turns red, whereas when you're Republic, the doors are red, and it's a green plant.
So what you're saying is green is good, that's why we have green, huh?
They're the good guys, that doesn't mean it's good. You still are bad guys, because you're bad.
Either way, in this build, you can actually, once you die, you'll spawn at the next area. In the current build, in the launch build, you have to push through and get to the next area first before you can spawn in that area. So I had to move down a little bit further instead of keeping everybody out of the way, whereas if once they got killed, they could just spawn right there. So as you can see, there's Imperials on the other side too, and I'm going to make my way there.
Yes, and these are bridges that you have to activate to get across, to get to the next door.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have been over there, because that, I believe, is your second death.
That is my second death, unfortunately, and at this point I'm kind of like, I need to get out. But
yeah, this
it's
is
not
kind of
letting me. I was just sitting here.
These delays are kind of crazy, but it's understandable so that it gives the other team some time, some cooldown.
Yeah, and I did like it for when we were trashing them, and I was only fighting one guy while 6 of them waited to respawn. It was kind of amusing and fun.
Ah.
So I saw how most of the fight was going on over there, so I decided to go to this side to make sure they didn't try to sneak on, which of course they're going to try to do.
Which they're doing right now, which you... There you go. Alright.
Yeah. So me and Barrett here decided to take on this guy and finish him off. Turned out to be a bounty hunter, so he shielded and so did I, so that we both do 25% less damage to each other.
And you can also see his name is Broba Fett, and that is quite an awesome name.
Kind of reminds you of the bromance.
Kinda.
He just tried to shove me off, but unfortunately he didn't get that.
Unfortunately indeed. Unfortunately indeed.
I do notice this guy here, he is training me around the pillar a little bit, so I'm working on that, but I did notice he's also healing himself. So that's one of the things I was watching out for, and when I noticed he was healing more than I could do damage to him, I decided to just continue going on to this guy.
And what
as you can see, I finished him off.
What isn't mentioned very much, especially in this commentary, is how amazing the graphics are. And if you're looking around, instead of just on the action, you're seeing all the sights on the side, it really is a well-built Warzone and PvP place, because there's a lot going on around in the background, and it looks really nice. It's polished.
It does. So I was joined over on this side by my rest of my team, and as you can see, Jin's going to pick me up right here from my low health. So we fended off this side, and then I had him go back to the other side once we cleared these guys out.
And if you look, there's only a minute 45 left, and they haven't even gotten into the third area. Kind of disappointing.
I think your Imperials aren't going to do very well.
No, we totally have this in the bag.
Okay.
They'll capture the door, then they'll go into the next area, they'll disable the shield, and then they'll capture the door and the Datacron all in a minute 30. I don't even think that you can actually plant on both doors in a minute 30. But
okay. Well, as you can see right now, I'm going down pretty far in health, so I decided to make a little run for this pillar.
Oh.
So I got out of his line of sight, and I'm just training around. I see his friends coming around, so now I'm just going to make a little run for it, pop my shield, and Jin rushes in and picks me up.
Oh man, it makes us Imperials look dumb there. We were kited. Kited, man.
Pretty bad, too.
That was disappointing. You're just standing there, and the guy's looking at you like, wait, why isn't he popping out around the corner yet?
It worked really well, as you can see.
Yes, it did, which is dumb.
So we cleared out those three, and then we saw this group over here, so we rushed over, and I'm going to finish off a few of these guys here. But as you can see, the guy here did get the plant, but Jin is going to run in there and get the disarm, just sneak attack it right there.
You are going to get so nerfed. The damage you're doing is just ridiculous, and you don't take any damage.
That's a Vanguard trooper.
Yeah, a Vanguard nerf, I think is what you mean to say.
It's worked really well. I actually had a lot of fun soaking up all of your damage and having Jin help heal me, but if I didn't have a healer with me, it probably would have been a little bit less, but with the healer, I'm just able to roll through a lot of stuff.
Yeah. You always really need to have a pocket healer in PvP.
Yep. And as you can see, I did 191,000 damage in that, which actually is the most damage for the Warzone. And I also got 45 kills, topping the Warzone kill point as well.
So, tell me honestly, do you think that you need to get nerfed here?
No.
So you're saying 191,000 damage with 45 kills as a tank spec, you don't need to get nerfed.
I had 2 deaths the entire time.
And 2 deaths!
A lot of my damage came from AoE, too, though.
Regardless, come on. That's ridiculous.
As you can see, Jin did get the most healing at 133,000, almost 134,000 healing. So it's not just the fact that I'm a Vanguard. He did more than about 3 times the amount of healing as anyone else. So... but that is the Voidstar Warzone. Thank you for watching, and check out a few of our other videos. If you like it, feel free to subscribe. Thank you.
Yep, thank you.